And
okay.
elastic
hearts. Rubber. Hi guys, welcome back to another mukbang video.
Welcome back. We have a feast for you today.
We do. Before we let you know what we're eating, go and grab yourself a meal, come back and eat with us. That's the whole idea here.
Absolutely. This is like a global online meal.
Dining extravaganza.
Simple as that, isn't it? So we want to eat with you.
Yeah.
Let us know what you're eating down below, please. Share your recipe with us.
Yes, please.
All right, what do we got here?
What have we got? All right.
First of all, hold on.
The doggy bowl is back. You know why? Because they're glass, so you can actually see what we're eating, whereas the other doggy bowl, the original doggy bowl, is not see-through, is it?
No, it's plastic and it's banned. It's like you're not eating out of Tupperware.
But the glass ones here that were here when we arrived in this new rental.
And yes, I've joined the doggy bowl side. Don't even ask, guys.
Doggy
Don't even
power.
ask. It's quite heavy, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
So we've got. I've got brown rice. Natasha's got brown rice and quinoa. Quinoa I love the taste of and I love its nutritional properties, but it just doesn't digest the best for me. So
I feel like I'm an astronaut. Can you see my head through that? Look in the camera. Can you see?
Yeah, okay.
That's hilarious. Anyway,
on the brown rice and quinoa, what do we got?
We have a mix of vegetables. I've got silver beet or chard, red capsicum or bell pepper. God, the two lingos for Australians and North Americans.
Yeah.
Some carrot. We've got some mushroom, some broccoli, and that's done up in just a can of tomato sauce.
Diced tomatoes.
With some herbs and spices. So we use mixed herbs, some garlic powder, paprika, cumin, and curry powder. And
we've
some
got tempeh, fermented soybeans from Indonesia. Well, they were made here in Australia, but it's originally from Indonesia. Yeah.
There we go. Oh, wait, the table nearly. Oh, God. I thought.
That's the tempeh.
Let me just pull a piece out. Hold on. Wait.
Don't drop it.
I won't. That's the tempeh in the sauce. Oh, long arm, Luca. Wait, come back. Focus. No, it's not going to do it.
Okay,
anyway. It looked like it was my head. Okay, so
wait, we've got a dressing too.
Oh, yeah.
Tahini, maple syrup, lemon juice, tamari, and cayenne pepper. It's so simple, yet so delicious. Yeah, and we just like having tahini on top of a sauce-based dressing. I don't know why. Tomato sauce based. Yeah. So tahini and tomato, it's a great combo.
Should we take a thumbnail shot first?
Oh, you probably should, shouldn't we?
Thumbnail shot. Oh,
God. You know I have to.
Come on, smile. That's terrible.
I know.
Anyway, guys.
All right,
let's add the tahini. Yes, darling, you have been working out hard.
No, I'm just being an idiot. You've got an eyelash. No.
Oh, you lick me like a mama cat.
Stop, stay stationary. Okay, we're good.
There aren't thousands of people watching us right now. No. All right.
We could edit it out, but we're not going to.
Why did you spit on me? Okay. Just a little drizzle.
It doesn't need it technically. There's plenty of flavour between the diced tomatoes and the herbs and spices, but
it just makes it extra yummy. You know when you just go, yeah, why not?
And there's already, plenty of calcium in the Swiss chard or silver beet, so technically we don't need the extra calcium from the tahini. But hey, why not?
Why not?
It's all good.
It's all good, baby. Did you tell them why you don't have quinoa?
Yeah, I just said it doesn't digest the best for me, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
I must have missed that when I was pretending to be an astronaut.
You did.
In my
That's all right. You could argue that I missed you pretending to be an astronaut while I was talking about how quinoa digests for me. So.
All right.
Have you taken everything you need?
No.
No?
Just don't hog it.
I thought you'd taken what you needed.
It's hot.
That's hot? But is it good? Or it's one of those things where you can't tell if it's any good because it's too hot.
Yeah, kind of, but I know it's good because it smells good.
The doggy bowl retains the heat, doesn't it?
It does, that's what,
The plate lets the heat diffuse, but a doggy bowl retains it.
It's like soup. You know when you eat soup, well, obviously out of a bowl, it's always hot.
That's right.
Because you can't eat soup on a flat plate, can you?
You can't.
Have you tried it, Luca?
I haven't. No, it's good.
Yep. Yummo.
Yummo.
And guys, this is just one of our pretty standard meals. Like, nothing super special for today's mukbang. If you follow us on Instagram stories and Snapchat, we show what we eat every day, every meal. So our Snapchat and Instagram stories fam will know that this is pretty stock standard.
Yeah, in fact, you guys have been sending us snaps and Insta shots of your doggy bowl meals, which is awesome.
Yes.
And we've been reposting a few of those. Good to see.
This is yum.
We've got a TVC doggy bowl army going on.
I've joined it, and yet I don't approve of it.
It's so practical.
It is actually.
So
I have to admit.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, our bowls here in this kitchen are too small, and so I started putting my oatmeal and fruit in the small bowls, and it's like, this is just ridiculous. The bananas were falling off, the walnuts were crumbling off. I'm like, just give me the big bowl.
Practicality. Underrated.
All right.
Practicality trumps aesthetics every time. But also, being glass and see-through, it's aesthetically pleasing as well.
Yeah. You get the tick of approval.
All right.
Okay, so
what are we talking about today?
Well, today we've been very cheesy. It's been a cheesy TVC week.
It has.
It has, right. So our last video was an amazing cheese sauce recipe that we've been making for quite a while, and we love it.
It's good.
And yeah, again on Snapchat stories and Instagram stories, so many of you were asking, how do you make the cheese sauce recipe? So
we made a video.
We made a video.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. We'll link it down below because it's good.
It is.
It's really good.
It's like you can put that on anything and make anything taste good.
Yeah.
So from that, today we're talking about cheese yet again.
2 stories, both of which involve cheese.
Yeah. I'll start with mine. Okay, so we had
We're doing his and her stories today, pretty much.
Yeah. Divided it. So you get to eat a little bit more while I'm talking, and then we get to swap. Okay, we had a request sent to us on Instagram, I think, DM. Someone said, go and check out Maddie, is it Ziegler?
Yep. Ziegler or Ziegler.
Not
you guys
sure.
Let us know. Well, how could you? The spelling's going to be the same, isn't it? Ziegler, Ziegler.
Yeah, it's not zebra.
It's not.
Let's stick with Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie. Maddie Z. Maddie Z.
Maddie Z in the house. No, just don't do that.
No.
So, what we always find hilarious is when we're sent these requests, most of the time we don't know who the people are.
But thank you for sending them to us.
Yes, yes. And whenever we look into it, we're like, who's this person? I'm like, oh, it's her. Remember last time? Who was the last person?
Jojo, the singer. Yeah.
I won't sing again, I promise.
We're not singing.
Today we're
Maddie's
dancing.
A dancer. Are we dancing?
No. I tell you what, that would be pretty good though.
We'll link a video where we've danced before. KEAIRA LASHAE.
Oh God, no, don't do that.
It's funny.
It's terrible.
But it's funny. If you want to see it, it's linked down below. It's funny.
I don't think I'm linking it.
Yeah, I'm linking it.
No, you're not, you're banned. Okay. So Maddie...
You look alright, I can't.
You can't
I'm
coordinate.
uncoordinated, so I'm putting myself at risk.
That's true. I'll link it actually.
I don't mind. Self-deprecation. I'm a master of it.
Okay, get on with it. Shush. So Maddie is a dancer. She's very young. She's only 15 years old.
And how did she rise to fame?
Well, she rose to fame. Originally, she was on the TV show called Dance Moms. And I have to say moms because it's spelled M-O-N. It's like Dance Mums or Dance Moms. It's a dance show with kids and their mums, right?
And from a very young age.
Very young, like
4, 5.
I think so, yeah. Oh, here you go. It's on Wikipedia. 6. No, 8. That's an 8. 8.
Oh, yeah, from age 8. Okay.
Yeah. But she's been dancing since she was, like, born.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this is the dancer who is featured in the singer Sia's film clips. The amazing...
Bendy, incredible, yeah.
Oh, I mean, how many times we have thrown each other, oh, not each other, but thrown ourselves around the room trying to do contemporary style dancing. It's hilarious. I love it.
Can I self-deprecate even further by saying that when I first became aware of Sia, it was the song, is it Rubber Band or something like that?
I've got it here, because I know that we would forget. Hold on, where did I put
something like Rubber Band.
Wrong. Okay, so she was in the film clip Chandelier
oh, she was in
and
that, okay.
Elastic
Heart. Elastic Heart, so Rubber Band. Oh my god.
Because you're thinking that her body is like a rubber band.
I am,
right? You know.
and I knew there was something to do with elasticity in the title. So alright, okay. So Elastic Heart, that's the first time I'd ever heard a Sia song and came across Sia. Anyway, I thought that was Sia.
I know you did. I was going to tell
them.
No, I was going to tell them about that because I remembered that.
Yeah. So Maddie's the dancer in the film clip Elastic Heart. I thought it was Sia, not knowing who Sia. Oh yeah, there it says it. Yeah, Maddie Ziegler.
I remember you saying, "Who is this Sia? She's like a freak. What is she, like 10 years old?" You know, we just couldn't work out how such a powerful voice came from such a little girl.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
We couldn't work it out. We are so dumb,
I know.
Luca. What is wrong with us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sia's vegan. Yeah.
Yes. Let me have some food.
And Maddie's an animal lover.
So, the reason we're talking about Maddie today is she, hold on, let me bring up her. Maddie on Instagram has 10.5 million followers.
A 15-year-old
15.
with 10.5 million followers. Now you know that they're all young followers, yeah?
Yes.
By and large.
Yes.
So it's a very impressionable young audience that she's reaching. And a whole lot of them.
Just massive.
That's massive. That is massive. That's, you know...
Is that like half of Australia almost? No, what
not quite, but it's over a third of the population of Australia. I mean,
look, some countries are only a few million, so she has several countries worth of people following her.
Yeah, like
15.
take Macedonia, where your family background is, yeah? The population is 2 million. She's got 5 Macedonians following her.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. So, with that kind of following, obviously comes a lot of responsibility. And because you're an influencer, as we've spoken about so many times, you know, when you have a social media following, it doesn't matter if it's 5,000 or 5 million, it's a lot of influence that you have over people who follow you.
Obviously, the bigger the platform, the greater the influence.
Exactly.
And the bigger the responsibility.
Yes.
It's commensurate.
So, thank you. On Maddie's Instagram description, or bio, she says, "Maddie, hello, I love animals."
Isn't that awesome? Isn't that fantastic?
It's beautiful. And the reason we were sent this request was because a couple of weeks ago, Maddie...
Was it only a matter of weeks?
I think so. Well, recently. I'll just say recently because I don't have the date in front of me.
October 26th? Oh, yeah.
It's not too long ago.
Not too long ago.
She posted a picture of herself with, I presume, a friend. I don't know who this other person is. Eating pizza in a hotel room. Pretty cool photo. That looks like a lot of fun. We should do that sometime.
Yeah.
Eat pizza in bed with a face mask.
I'll eat the pizza, I don't need the face mask.
I know, you're just perfect.
I know.
Oh God. So we're on today, Luca. So this photo, she's eating a well, it looks like a cheese pizza. Now I don't think her pizza has meat on it. I think the friend's pizza does. But I think Maddie is eating a cheese pizza, so we're going to go with that.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is, look, Maddie, hopefully you're watching this video because hopefully our viewers are going over to your Instagram and letting you know that we've made this video for you to let you know that if you love animals, you can't be eating their body parts or things that come out of their bodies because it's incredibly cruel. So we're going to tell you about that in a moment.
Yeah.
But what I did notice was there were a number of comments from vegans on Maddie's post, just letting her know that, yeah, hold on, you're saying you love animals, but you're eating them. You can't, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know,
it reminds me of the Rebecca Black video we made. Remember that one?
Yeah, that's
Another
right.
animal lover.
That's
Singer
right.
of the song Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to give us a sample? No.
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 Definitely not.
And this is, you know, it's wonderful to see these young girls expressing their love for animals on their social media.
Yeah.
I mean, she could have written anything.
Yeah.
Why didn't she write, "I love dancing"?
Yeah.
Or,
That's true. That's true.
You know,
That's
like she could say anything to 10.5 million followers, but her message is, I love animals.
It's awesome. It's really, really good, isn't it?
And I had a look through her Instagram, and she has a gorgeous little puppy. Oh, what a gorgeous dog. And she's posted, it's beautiful, isn't he? I think it's a he. She's posted so many pictures of herself with him, you know, modeling, and just, I think she calls him my little boy or my baby boy or something in one of her posts. So she has this beautiful connection with this dog, and that's so sweet to see. And so, Maddie, our message to you today is that there's no difference between your beautiful dog and cows and chicken and fish and sheep and turkeys, all the other animals that we are told are for food. Yeah?
And we know this because in some parts of China and Korea, some people eat dogs, you know, which we've been conditioned to believe, you know, for our pets, you know, our companion animals.
And we find that shocking, don't we? Like, we would never eat our pets. It's crazy.
So the point is, how arbitrary are these distinctions between pet and food, depending on which country you live in?
Yeah,
you know, so we're that's right. We are coming up as a species with these arbitrary distinctions, depending on what country we're in, what's a pet and what's food. So it's been created by our minds and our culture
and our, you know, it's no one's fault because that's just how we've all been raised.
We step on a dog's tail, it yelps.
And we feel bad, don't we? You know, we don't want to hurt that animal.
If we step on a baby calf's foot, it will try to avoid it as well. You know, so basically we're all equal in our ability to suffer, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely. And so, Maddie, for you eating this cheese pizza, and if you do eat meat, I don't know if she eats meat or not, maybe she's vegetarian. We don't know, but it's clear that she is eating cheese.
If you guys know, let us know in the comments below.
And so a lot of people think that having cheese or dairy products is okay because the animals aren't killed.
We did.
We did, we were vegetarian for a few years because we didn't know the truth about dairy and eggs as well. But the truth is that all animals that are raised for food, no matter if it's for their flesh or their secretions, the things that come out of their bodies, they are all bred into existence only for our use, to eat them and things that come out of their bodies. It's incredibly cruel what we do to them to put them in that system of animal agriculture. And they all ultimately are killed for their meat anyway, for their flesh. So
that's the cows that produce milk, for example. They're all ultimately killed for their flesh. And the chickens that lay eggs are all ultimately killed for their flesh. But there's killing in the dairy and egg industry right off the bat with the baby males, isn't there?
So, Maddie, for the mother cow to produce milk, she has to be pregnant. And so they have to impregnate her, and then once she's given birth, they take the baby away from her so that humans can take her milk. We steal it from her, because if we leave the baby with the mama, then the baby's going to drink the milk, and there won't be enough for, you know, us humans who want her milk. We don't need it.
But the baby boys can't produce milk, can they?
No, so they're not profitable to the dairy industry, and therefore they're either killed immediately or they're kept for like 12 weeks and raised as veal calves, bobby calves.
When they're then killed.
And so they're all killed as babies. It's very, very sad. The great thing is, Maddie, you don't have to participate in any of this. There are plant-based or vegan alternatives for all your favourite dairy products. So you can still have that gorgeous pizza, but put vegan cheese on it. You know, it's so common these days. So you don't have to miss out. You're not going without anything. I've seen posts, you like eating ice cream too, and there's vegan ice cream, there's vegan milk, there's vegan everything you can want. So
you're not giving up anything except the cruelty.
Exactly. So if you really do love animals, then you really need to educate yourself and get all the information so you can make an informed decision. And then that's something that you can share with your followers too, you know, to say, oh, this is a great pizza I'm eating and it has vegan cheese on it. So we're going to link...
Just like Miley Cyrus does.
Exactly, and Sia. Again, she's vegan as well.
Two vegans, who share it with their followers, their large audiences, and they have such a positive influence.
I mean...
Which you can too. You already are, so you can just extend that positive influence.
And it's really important, you know, we're talking about next generation, post-milk generation, because it's just weird, isn't it, to drink the breast milk of another species as grown adults,
yeah.
You know, even as children, there's no need from it. We get all the breast milk we need is from our mothers.
We're not baby cows.
You know, we're not. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So we're going to link a heap of information in the description box for everyone watching, including Maddie. Hopefully she's watching.
Let her know about the video, guys.
Yeah, please
we'll link
do.
her socials below.
Yes. So, yeah, but I just think it's gorgeous to see such a young girl say, I love animals in her bio on Instagram to such a big audience. That
Heart's
really,
in the right place.
It is. And I think all you need is just that education and make that connection. It's very simple. So, that's our response to Maddie. This is lovely.
That's really good, isn't it?
Tag team.
Tag team. All right.
I'm off duty. Signing out.
The next cheesy story.
This is a shocker. Oh my goodness.
So we received a DM on Instagram saying, linking an article. It was from Time News online. Headline: "Eating cheese every day may actually be good for you." And she said, "Oh, this kind of article really annoys me because the last thing my family is willing to give up because they're addicted to it is cheese." So with BS articles like this, as she called it, they can just, you know, shove it in my face and say, "See, it's good for us. Why are you asking us to give it up?" And then she just, it's so frustrating.
It's very frustrating, isn't it, when you're trying to speak with family and friends and they have articles like this defending their bad habits.
Exactly, and this is just one in a barrage of articles this year alone. For example...
Pause the video. Sorry, we're back. We have to pause and stop the video every 20 minutes or so.
25 it'll hold.
Unless the camera just cuts out.
Yeah, it won't save it if we record over 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been nasty.
It's bad.
It's happened at least twice and it's been bad.
Oh God. Anyway,
okay. So this is just another in a slew of articles this year about cheese and dairy consumption that vegans have had to combat with, you know, non-vegan family and friends. So back in March, there was an article being publicised on all online news sites saying that, you know, cheese may make you slimmer. So we made a response video to that, and as it turns out, the study that was being referenced by all these online news articles was actually funded by the dairy industry in Ireland. Check that video out if you haven't seen it before, we'll link it below. So let's have a look at this study that has just come out now. And basically our rule of thumb with these articles and studies is follow the money. So go find the study and find out who funded the study. So back in March it was the dairy industry of Ireland. What about this new one? It's actually funded by China's largest dairy corporation, Yili. So again...
It's incredible, isn't it?
It really ends there. Obviously, they're going to design a study to promote their products in a positive light. And we'll get to that in a moment.
I mean, the dairy industry is not going to fund something that is
going to make dairy look bad, of course.
It's just logical to, you know, reach that conclusion before you even read the study.
That's right. So another online news article featuring this particular study was The Sun. The title here, "Great News, Eating Cheese Every Day Could Slash Risk of Stroke and Heart Attack, Study Shows."
And you know what I hate about this? It puts people's lives at risk.
That's
like,
right.
This is so serious. You can potentially be killing people by giving them the wrong information and encouraging them to continue to eat this dangerous product. I don't want to call it food.
Which encourages them to continue to support the killing of the male baby calves and the dairy cows.
And the destruction of the environment. I mean, it's
really
really
bad.
serious.
It's really bad. It's not a game.
Yeah.
Below the headline, and of course people just read the headline, really. Very few people will read the article right to its end, nor will they apply a lot of critical thinking. This is by and large, I'm making generalisations, but the media is banking on people just reading the heading. In fact, the industry that's essentially funding these studies that are putting them out to the media, they're banking on people just reading the attention-grabbing headlines.
And that's why they use the headlines that they do.
That's right.
You know, it's shock value.
It is. So below the headline it reads, "A British study carried out earlier in the year also found that almost 1 million people saw no increased risk with regular cheese consumption." So let's have a look. That study that they're referencing came out in May, if we scroll down, where did the study come from? The study was funded by an unrestricted grant from the Global Dairy Platform, Dairy Research Institute and Dairy Australia.
Wow.
So, once again, dairy industry funded.
Conflict of interest much? I mean, seriously?
So that was in May. In April, the National Osteoporosis Society issued a warning that the perception of dairy products as unhealthy could lead to an increase in osteoporosis cases in the future. We made a response video to that, and we revealed that the National Osteoporosis Society is receiving funding from milk companies and pharmaceutical companies that manufacture osteoporosis drugs, and vitamin supplement companies that manufacture calcium supplements. So again, you just need to follow the money, and you can see that these studies are biased, and therefore they're bogus. They're bogus, and they're really just advertisements for the dairy industry. We want to encourage people to watch a video from nutritionfacts.org called The Saturated Fat Studies Buttering Up the Public. And in there, Dr. Greger shows how in 2008, the Global Dairy Council met in Mexico. So this is now coming up 10 years ago. Yeah. And basically said, hang on a second. How are we going to deal with this backlash of people ditching dairy because they're worried about its saturated fat content and saturated fat being linked to coronary heart disease?
And they're realising they're not baby cows.
And they're realising they're not baby cows, yeah. And so they said, well, what we can do is we can try to neutralise the science. So we can fund studies that will paint dairy in a positive light, so that every time a vegan, for example, says to a non-vegan family member or friend, you know what, saturated fat in dairy is strongly linked to increasing the risk of heart disease, the family member can say, oh, well, I saw this study online the other day and it said that actually eating cheese, which is high in saturated fat, is actually reduces your risk of heart disease.
Yeah, so it's like you go one for one, and all that does is, it confuses people.
Which is all the industry wants to do. As long as they don't have to convince you that it's healthy necessarily, they just have to create some doubt as to whether it's healthy or unhealthy in the mind of the consumer.
Because then people say, oh, well, I don't know, everything's not good for you these days, everything can make you sick, everything's going to kill us.
So I'll just have everything in moderation. Which leads to moderate disease.
Well, no, but that's the thing. No one does it in moderation. Versus a significant
reduced risk of disease by eliminating the product. And no one does it
in moderation. I mean, they're just...
People claim they do it in moderation, but in actual fact, they just eat whatever they want, whenever they want.
That's right.
As much of it as they want. So...
all we have to do is, you know, when we go to the supermarket, we're just observing what's in people's trolleys. Sorry, we call them trolleys in Australia. Shopping carts.
That's right.
Just have a look. I mean... when you're walking past...
There's like cafes and restaurants, observe what people
are eating. Of milk and blocks of cheese in every shopping cart. There was one guy the other day, I don't know if he had a restaurant or whatever, but I'm like, how much milk do you need? It was full. He must have had a restaurant, I don't know.
Well, these type of studies are only going to encourage him and articles to purchase more.
So, moderation, I don't think so.
So, how does industry do it? Also watch this video from nutritionfacts.org called The Saturated Fat Studies Set Up to Fail. And Dr. Greger will show you that prospective studies can be valuable for other diseases, but the appropriate design demonstrating or refuting the role of diet and coronary heart disease is a dietary change experiment. So if we now look at this current study that's come out, what is it? It's a prospective study. So it doesn't have the power to demonstrate the relationship between saturated fat intake and the increased risk of heart disease. So the study design is set up to fail to begin with.
So it's going to get the headline that they wanted, you know.
Exactly.
It's like they work out what the message is, what headline do we want?
And then they design a study
to achieve that.
That's exactly right.
But, you got that,
Yeah, so there's another article here about the study with an attention-grabbing headline. People who eat 40 grams of cheese a day less likely to have stroke or heart attack, study suggests. I mean, look at the size of this headline.
So again, such dangerous information. You're risking people's lives, let alone the animals on the planet.
That's right. And then the subtitle here, the calcium-rich food. Remember, just driving home that you get your calcium from dairy, you get your protein from meat, you get your calcium from dairy, you get your protein from meat.
Plenty of calcium in sesame seeds, tahini. Add this dressing to your meal.
Plenty of protein in tempeh.
That's right.
You know?
And quinoa. I mean, this is a nutrient-packed meal. No suffering, no disease.
But they're just trying to further perpetuate the propaganda they've been selling us for decades, yeah? So I love this bit, you know, indulging in a festive cheese board is just one of the perks to the countdown to Christmas.
Oh, bugger off.
Trying to encourage cheese consumption leading up to Christmas, you know, and tap into people's, oh yeah, cheese platter, that's very, you know.
Well, just remember what we described about how cheese is, you know, dairy products are produced. What you're contributing to is the mass suffering of these animals. Babies are torn away from their mothers. It's stealing, it's killing so many innocent lives for what? Have a vegan cheese platter. You can still have the cheese platter at Christmas, guys. Have the vegan cheese. It's so simple.
So they go on to say...
it makes me so angry.
I know. This really works us up, guys, because it does so much damage. Researchers didn't actually test diet changes of their participants.
Oh my God!
We go back to what we said before. The appropriate design, study design, demonstrating or refuting the role of diet and coronary heart disease is a dietary change experiment. This did not test diet changes of the participants. So the study is null and void because it doesn't have the power to prove that relationship between saturated fat intake and the risk of heart disease.
And the problem is people don't know this, and it's like halfway down the study, the article.
But even so, they still don't understand that is the only study design that is suitable for...
But I just love how they've honestly just told the public, if you do have a clue, if you do know how to read studies, this one doesn't actually work. It's incredible. So it begs the question, why, moron journalist, did you put that headline in?
Because the journalist doesn't know any better either. Because if you consider that medical doctors receive little to no nutrition education in their entire medical degrees, how much nutrition education do you think the journalist has?
Nothing. They were told what to write, but the dairy industry. That's all.
So we actually have 395 dietary change experiments proving conclusively that as saturated fat intake increases, LDL bad cholesterol increases, and the relationship is linear. And high LDL cholesterol is the sole risk factor for heart disease.
There you go. So drop the dairy, drop the cheese. You gotta love this one. This is also from the same article. Calcium from dairy products such as cheese plays a vital role in reducing fat in the body.
How about you just don't eat cheese, which is about 70% calories from fat from memory, and then you won't have to worry about reducing fat in the body. How about doing that?
It's what does calcium have to do with reducing fat? But that is such a weird link that they're trying to make there. But again, everyone wants weight loss. Well, what they're doing is, I can tell you how to lose weight, but I'm going to also at the same time reinforce that it's okay to continue the bad habit that's making you overweight in the first place.
Not to mention increasing your risk of developing breast cancer if you're a woman, prostate cancer if you're a man, heart disease, type 2 diabetes.
I mean, we've said this so many times. Let's just think about it logically. Milk from a cow is designed for a baby calf, to make them grow from a very small calf to a very big cow very quickly. I think it's like they grow 10 times their size in a year, something like that, huge. Which means when we consume that product that is not made for human beings, let alone adults, it makes us grow. Do we want to be the size of a cow because we're drinking the baby growth formula for a baby cow that's designed to grow? I don't think so. The other thing it does is it turns on cancer cells. You know, it makes cancer cells in us grow.
The growth.
So we're going to link a heap of resources in the description box below. This is scary, scary stuff.
Dairy is scary. Watch that one as well.
Yes, so much information is out there.
But it's scary what the industry is doing.
But it's also, it's a wonderful thing because they need to put out this kind of rubbish because so many people are watching dairy is scary.
The industry is collapsing.
They are collapsing.
The plant-based milk sector is booming.
Yes. All the information is out there. It's all online. You don't need to be a scientist or a doctor to understand this. It's all here online for us.
And simply just follow the money. If an article mentions a study painting dairy or animal products in a positive light, click on the study, check out who funded the study, and already you've established a bias. And also when it comes to heart disease research and saturated fat and animal products, unless it's a dietary change experiment study, if it's any other study design, it does not have the power to demonstrate the relationship. So watch those videos from nutritionfacts.org, educate yourself so that you're confident when you're conversing with non-vegan family and friends about these rubbish studies that the media propagates. I need to make some scraping noises to get the last bits of grain.
Okay, go on, I'll just be quiet while you do it. Oh, hurry up.
Okay. One more. One more.
Oh, Luca! No, just being cheeky.
No, seriously. Oh.
I'm almost there.
So that's all we have today. Leave your comments down below, guys. Do these articles infuriate you as much as they do us? Have you learned something from watching this video today? Are you going to watch those resources linked below?
As frustrating as we get, we always have to put the positive spin and say this is really, really great. Every time they post something like this, a study like this, it is basically letting vegans know we're winning.
That what we're doing is working.
It's working, because the harder we push the truth out there, the more resistance we're going to get from industry, and that's exactly what's happening. And this year has been a spectacular year of resistance, as you described, from the dairy industry. It's like bang,
March,
bang,
April,
bang, study after
May,
study.
and now here again in November.
And even as we
December.
said, we spoke about this in the last mukbang, where they, they ruled that you couldn't call plant-based milks milk.
Yeah. And
yet then the Dairy Council in Ireland turned around and started saying that dairy milk was plant-based because the cow eats grass. It's like, guys, just severely confused.
They're gripping at straws.
They're
trying everything to rescue a doomed industry.
It will be the first to go by far, which is fantastic, because dairy is by far the cruelest. It's just horrific. So.
Ditch dairy, guys.
Yes. All right. Everything you guys need down below in the description box, as we've said about 100 times. Hint, hint. Click on it. Yeah. Watch it. Share it.
Like, share. Yeah, as you said. Comment, subscribe if you haven't already.
And thank you so much for watching. We really enjoy eating with you. Hope you enjoy this. Hope you enjoy your meal.
We'll see you in the next one, huh?
All right. Until next time.
Remember that going vegan is not the most we can do.
It's the least we can do. See you next video.
Bye, guys.